What's up, Three King Protocol family? We're back at it with another video today. Today, I will be talking a little bit about the Solar Plexus Chakra, affirmations, and the color yellow. As you can see, I'm wearing my I Do Solar Plexus Chakra hoodie. If you're not familiar with chakras, chakras are energy centers that go from the base of your spine all the way up to the crown of your head. And you have 7 major energy centers. Each specific chakra energy center deals with a specific energy and it has its own function. The solar plexus chakra, which I'll be specifically talking about today, deals with your willpower as well as your intuition, your drive. What do you feel driven by? Do you feel determined? Do you feel depleted? When you have intuition, you oftentimes will have this gut feeling pulling you in a specific direction, telling you whether you're right or wrong. That gut feeling that a lot of people talk about and mention is your solar plexus chakra. So, as you can see, I'm wearing my solar plexus chakra hoodie, and the affirmation is I do. You know, before you get married, before you couples get married out there, somebody's got to say I do. Now, if you don't say I do, you're going to be probably questioning. You're probably going to be wondering, what should I do? Should I say yes? Should I say no? Specifically, before you get married, you probably want to know, what is that feeling you have? What's that gut feeling you have inside? Do you have butterflies in your stomach? Or is there something telling you in your stomach like, no, this is not the way to go? I can't say yes. So you have to really listen to that feeling in your gut and go with it, because a lot of times people make the decision to go do something, say I do, and then ultimately end up regretting it because they weren't in tune. They did not listen to their feeling, their gut feeling, and something that everyone's done at one point or another. But it's a part of a process. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but the more times we can be in tune with that energy and be more conscious when we make our decisions in life, the better outcomes we're going to have. So when we're making decisions on a daily basis in our life, we want to do it from a grounded place. And the solar plexus, it's our body center. It's almost like our engine, what keeps us driven, what drives you. Now, the color yellow is associated with the solar plexus chakra. Now, why yellow? And if you look out in society, color yellow, when you look at a traffic sign or a caution sign, what color is the caution sign or the yield sign? The sign that's telling you to stop or slow down on the road. It's yellow. There's a reason why in the traffic lights, the sign that tells you to slow down is yellow. It's often an opportunity, a feeling that you'll get in your stomach telling you to slow down, to process, to digest what information you're taking in. To slow down and to be able to make a empowered decision, you have to be able to slow down. So if you're in a rush right now, I suggest making this video is not for you. Take a minute, slow down. All right, get to a place where you're calm and you can really process the information, because when you're able to process the information and just slow down, that's when you're able to manifest things faster, actually. You see, things will start to manifest at a quicker rate when you're able to understand that sometimes we have to be slow to go fast. So that's a little bit about the solar plexus chakra. If you want to learn more about chakras and the other chakras and what functions they have and what role they play for your body and your way of life, I suggest you guys follow Three King Protocol for more content and information about chakras. I will be making more videos talking specifically about each chakra. If you want to manifest, you have a specific chakra that you feel is blocked at the moment, sometimes just wearing that color that's associated with that chakra, and specifically one of these Three King Protocol chakra hoodies that you feel resonates with you the most. Right now, this is why I got my solar plexus chakra hoodie hung, because Right now is a time for willpower. It's a time for me to really persevere and achieve my goals. You know, it's a time for me to also be able to listen to myself and realize what is the path. I don't have all the answers. You know, anybody who tells you they have all the answers, it might be a sign to run away from that person, or really think why they're telling you that, because not everyone has the answers, but you can get the answer to what you need to know. Hence, there's an old saying, ask, you shall receive. That is true. A lot of times we have desired solutions. We want to have an outcome, but a lot of times maybe we're just not asking the right questions. Maybe we're phrasing our own problems, or if you've ever heard of the term, we speak our reality into existence. It's really true. And I'm guilty of this. There are times where I looked at my bank account and I said, damn, I need more money. I've looked in the mirror many times and said, damn, I need to get in shape. And I've seen a pattern that nothing has changed. But I realized the moments whenever in life when I felt I've had the most success, the most money, when I've been in the best shape of my life, I noticed something. And it really resonates because I've heard this before. I really embodied that vibration and that way of thinking. So I was never in the frame of I need money when I have the most money. I was never in the frame of I need to be in shape. I need to get in shape when I was in the best shape of my life. It was always, I am that. I am. One of the most powerful affirmations you can say is, I am. Now, whatever you say after that is the next most important thing, because you are always subconsciously telling yourself, your subconscious mind, your body, your cells, your mind, who you are and where you are. So if by just saying I need something, that's implying subconsciously to your mind that you lack that. And the universe doesn't give you what you deserve. Oftentimes it gives you what you are. It gives back to you what your energy is. So if you're not vibrating at the frequency of somebody who's abundant, you're not going to have reached that level of abundance. You're going to have a trouble time reaching that. Somebody who's vibrating at a frequency of lack is going to attract more lack in their life. So today is about, we're really going to talk about what are affirmations that are good to say, that are powerful and lead us towards abundance. I like to say, I am grateful. I am blessed. I am thankful. I am loved. And you have to repeat these things. There's not a one-time thing you say it once and then you automatically feel better. These are things you have to repeat consciously over and over and over again until you subconsciously start to believe these things. Because if you're somebody who really doesn't feel loved, really doesn't feel blessed, doesn't feel grateful at this moment, it can be difficult to just think about saying an affirmation and then immediately changing your vibration and attracting that. So it is a process. That is something you should know. But also understand that each time you say it, take the time again to slow down and feel in your body why and what you're feeling. So that brings up the next chakra. The first one, the root chakra, I am affirmation. The next one is the sacral chakra. And that is I feel. So I feel. So we go from I am, you're claiming, you're stating who you are, but really that's breaking up some more emotions and that's saying, telling you about how you really feel. So, you hear some song lyrics. Tell me how you really feel. Tell me how you really feel. Ready, know the deal. Shout out Drake. But listen, on a serious note, when you say I feel, the same powerful affirmation applies. Whatever you say after that can have an effect on how you feel. Now, if you're somebody who's saying, oh, I feel really sad right now, and I'm just going to say an affirmation, oh, I feel happy, you're lying to yourself, right? So it's important to really sit with your emotions first before just It's important to really not lie to yourself and be grounded and ask yourself, what are you right now? I am. So be honest with yourself. I am sad right now. At that point, that's when you take the time to realize why you're sad. Really break down those beliefs. And then that's how you're able to change your emotions. All emotions are first felt, you feel it in your body, but they all come from the mind. Everything in this universe is formulated from your mind. That is one of the laws of the universe. That is a hermetic principle. All is mind. So how you're feeling, you have to be able to think about why you're feeling the way you're feeling and when did that first start. Because it could be trauma. It could be something that you felt back when you were little, years ago. It could be something in a past life. It could be something that somebody else is carrying around you in your family, and you don't even feel that way. You're just carrying that energy. So that's why you have to really process that. Ask yourself, what are you feeling? Speak out those positive I am affirmations. I feel affirmations. And then you want to get to the goal of being in love. You want to be in love with life. You want to find love in relationships. You want to find love and passion for the job that you're in. You have to first be in love with yourself. I heard a great quote that said, this world isn't a tough place because everyone hates each other. This world can be a tough place because too many people hate themselves. So if you want to love others, if you want to be in a loving relationship, you want to manifest love in your life, the first and most important thing you can do is love yourself. So you got to be honest with yourself. You can't lie to yourself. So that heart chakra is I love, So if you realize when you do get to that loving frequency, that state of being in love, a lot of people think the opposite of love is hate or fear. Now, those are lower frequency vibrations and emotions, but reality, the opposite of love is oftentimes judgment. So a lot of us go through life subconsciously judging others and claiming that, we like to point the finger and say, oh, that person is this, that person is that, but not me. When in reality, we're suppressing the very aspect of ourselves that we don't like, and we're pushing it out onto someone else. When the reality is we're judging ourselves. I wanted today's video to be more about the solar plexus chakra, but I think it is important to mention the lower chakras because all of the chakras work together. They're not something that's separate, and they all do connect to each other. And when they're all in alignment, when you got your chakras aligned, have you ever heard that term, oh, he's got his chakras aligned, his energy is different, he's awakened, it's something that you will feel a shift. And it's a great feeling to have. But it is not easy, and it is a process. That is something to be aware of. But if you can fall in love with that process, you're on the right path. And I talked a little bit about the solar plexus chakra. That solar plexus chakra deals with your willpower, your intuition, your gut feeling. You got butterflies in your stomach, that's a great day. But if you got a gut-wrenching feeling telling you shouldn't do something, that's a sign. Don't ignore the signs. Think of road signs. Think of the slow down, yellow stop sign, stoplight sign. Think of your solar plexus. Think about your gut. So future videos coming up soon, I will be talking about the higher level up chakras, the higher chakras, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the crown chakra, and how those, when they're in alignment, can really affect your everyday life and how to really apply the wisdom to your life. Thank you for watching this video. Stay tuned for lots of more content, lots of more videos. I'm going to be posting a lot more consistently. So if you like and resonate with this content and want to learn more about chakras, energy healing, and manifesting, stay tuned with us on this journey. Peace and love.